look towards the postseason, if you're either of these teams, I'm circling the rest of this conference slate and saying, you know what, if we get hot right now, we could play ourselves into a good position headed into our conference tournament, and then there's still an opportunity to make a lot of noise.
And it's the Bobcats who get the opening tip as we are underway this morning in Mobile. Very rainy and messy outside. So glad we're inside. And obviously atmosphere not a problem. As you see, Janiyah Henson opens it up with a two-pointer, I believe. Now they will say it is a three. Take a look at the Jags starting lineup. Kelsey Thompson, Micaiah Simmons, Rachel Leggett, Jordan Rozier, and Amani Burks, the 5 for South Alabama. As Texas State, you know, Janiyah Henson's going to hit her threes. They'll have to defend outside the arc because there's a whistle and a travel on Kelsey Thompson for South Alabama. Starters for Texas State, Janiyah Henson already in the scoring column. She'll be joined by Garabeth Self, transfer from ULM, Sierra Dixon, Jalen Foster, and Tiffany Tullis, the starting 5 for the Bobcats.
South Alabama giving a lot of cushion on that first touch on the outside.
Go inside, nice pass, nice dish, but the shot no good. As Foster unable to convert. Now the Jags looking for their first points of the afternoon. It's Kelsey Thompson from three-point range, short, and Tullis there for the rebound.
South Alabama needs a defensive stand here. The Jags have really struggled in games where they fell down early.
And that's what happened Saturday against Georgia State. They actually played pretty well once you got to the quarters 2, 3, and 4. But that first quarter, they went down 27-12 and were never able to get out of that hole. Three-pointer on the way by Delph. No good. Here comes Micaiah Simmons. Look at 2-on-2. Simmons a step, the dish, Jordan Rozier, Jags on the board.
And that was set up by the recognition of Kelsey Thompson. She saw the wide open Jordan Rozier. Simmons looked to Kelsey for the pass outside, and Kelsey said, no, let's take the easy points there. That was the grown-up, mature decision by the sophomore.
Foster fouled by Amani Burks on the floor after the shot, I believe is what they'll call it. So she will not be shooting three, but Texas State will have the basketball. On the first foul of the ball game goes against Amani Burks.
And it was good defense by Burks. She just slipped a little bit on her feet. You know, you mentioned it. The weather outside is really dreary. And in an environment like Mobile, you go, okay, but this is an inside game. When you start talking humidity and everything else that goes along with that, it can make this court slick.
Garabeth Self to inbound for Texas State. Bobcats on top 3-2. Just underway in Mitchell Center in Mobile, Alabama, the campus of South Alabama. There's Henson again from 3. Shot no good. And again up the court. Rachel Leggett, great feed, and the Jags on top 4-3.
South Alabama, they mentioned it in that Georgia State game, struggled with the defense of the Panthers. Not so far today. They're breaking out.
And with that, we will take a break. Zenere Antoine has seen enough. It is South Alabama on top 4-3.
We'll be going on that lead in the break.
Yeah, I thought that was a two-pointer when she took the shot, but they called it a 3, so during the break, the officials do check it out. We talked about the Texas State defense. They're only allowing 61.7 points a game. I mean, that's a tough defense, but South Alabama's been able to get back on him twice so far. So 4-2 is the score as Gelf, three-pointer no good. Rebound in the second opportunity. Good job by Morgan Hill into the ball game for Texas State. Morgan Hill, one of those gritty players that has really started to earn a lot of playing time for Coach Antoine.
Yeah, you look at what she did last season at ULM, 22 games as a true freshman.
Doesn't hurt that she's 6'3" as well. Good defense by the Jags gives them an opportunity offensively. Burks outside to Rozier. Rozier penetrates going inside to Burks. Can't control it. Last touch by South Alabama, and it'll be Texas State basketball.
And that was something we didn't see a lot of out of South Alabama this past Saturday against Georgia State. Able to find that pass into the post. Now, they didn't convert on it, weren't able to cash in, but it's good that the Jags are looking for that look early, especially with the way they struggled against zone defenses this season.
One thing to keep in mind here for both coaches as well, we've already had the media timeout, so there won't be an under 5, so we've got a long way to go before the next break in play. That indeed a true 3 from Henson.
Henson says, don't worry, I'll get it however I have to. She goes back, knocks it down, and the Bobcats take the lead.
She's got all 5 of Texas State's points. They've got the 5-4 lead. There's Leggett going around the defense. Jalen Foster can't get to her, but Foster will commit the foul. And Rachel Leggett will go to the free throw line. First time we've seen either team go to the charity stripe. Rachel, a 74% free throw shooter, and it was just the speed getting around Jalen Foster.
She has such great explosion, and I feel like, Pat, we talked about this every game. If there's somebody who's bought into what Yolisha Jackson wants to do here at South Alabama, it's been Rachel Leggett. I mean, she plays with the tempo, the ferocity, and the physicality that Yolisha Jackson wants out of her squad.
She's a sophomore guard out of Navarre, Florida. Makes the first. Zena Elias, by the way, into the basketball game for South Alabama. Second of two is good, and the Jags back on top 6-5.
Zena, a good addition offensively for South Alabama. You got to draw an easy comp for her game. I mean, Kareem, with the way she has that hook shot, it's an easy comparison.
And early on, we've seen what Texas State has struggled with as Gelf outside the arc, no good. It's been one of those situations for Texas State where Henson's going to get her points, but who contributes on the other side? But Jordan Rozier can't do it for South Alabama. Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll be Jags basketball, but that's been the struggle for Coach Antoine, is who is that next person to step up with Henson?
Yeah, and they've just not been able to find it early on. I mean, you mentioned it. They've got some very, very good players, some great size. Of course, Morgan Hill makes a lot of great moves.